Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for attending this Sunday fellowship with us this morning. To prepare a heavenly atmosphere, let's together sing song number 19, Song of Victory. Happy Good Morning Sunday to all blessed families and brothers and sisters. Let's invite our heavenly parents and our true parents to our hearts, families, and our home by listening and meditating words from our beloved true mother's autobiography. Within my heart, Heavenly Parent was present in every moment. No matter how difficult the situation and surrounding, I was filled with joy. Never for a moment did I lack the helping hand of God, working His miracles in the background. Let's listen again. Within my heart, Heavenly Parent was present at every moment. No matter how difficult the situation and surrounding, I was filled with joy. Never for a moment did I lack the helping hand of God, working His miracles in the background. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. May I request everyone to rise up to sing together Chanilguk Anthem.
만발하도다
Okay, at this time, I would like to invite Philippine National Leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog, to lead the family pledge.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Let us first offer our bow to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. 천지인 참부모님께 경배 바로. Let us recite Family Pledge number 3. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. Meaning of Family Pledge number 3. The perfection of the 4 great realms of heart is the path we have to go to perfect ourselves as human beings. The 4 great realms of heart are the realm of the child's heart, the realm of the brother and sister's heart, the realm of the husband and wife's heart, the realm of the parent's heart. The 4 great realms of heart should be perfected within the realm of Heavenly Parent's vertical heart so that we can liberate Heavenly Parent from his sorrow. Our family is the foundation for realizing and actualizing the 4 great realms of heart. Therefore, we should live a life of love within our own family. Families that have completed and perfected the 4 great realms of heart and 3 great kingships are the ideal families. Heavenly Parent holds the kingship over heavens, and the parents holds the kingships over the earth. The sons and daughters are the kings and queens who inherit this. The place where all these 3 great kingships are bound together and bear fruit is our own ideal family. Only after realizing the 4 great realms of heart and the 3 great kingships can we enter the realm of the royal family or the royal clan. All of you should now become part of the royal family centering on true love. Unless you pass through all these gates, you cannot meet Heavenly Parent in the original world.
And now I would like to invite Dr. Randy Ame to offer opening prayer.
Please join my prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parents, victors, true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. At this time, Father, we are gathered together as one family, centering on this Zoom service. And I pray, Father, that whatever inspiration that we'll receive from our speaker, this could become our inspiration throughout the week to continuously be motivated to become your extension, and most especially to become the person who could multiply your will and your desire, and most especially express your heart to other people so that we could convene together and we could connect them back to you, and we could work together to establish Chunil Group here on earth. So Father in heaven, as we receive this inspiration, I pray, Father, that we could have that whole heart and whole mind to be connected, and most especially to challenge ourselves to not only learn from it, but most especially practice it, and so that we could start a new beginning, so that we could have a new lifestyle, and we could have a new beginning to this week, and we could have something to offer as a part of a way for us to prove that we are your sons and daughters, whom you could receive love and whom you can experience your family. So thank you, Heavenly Parent, for this opportunity that you have allowed us to come together and to convene together in this Sunday fellowship. And I pray that whatever things that we may have, it could become a way for us to really express our heart. And we are sorry for our shortcomings and limitations. And I pray that we could always bring victory for you and for true parents. This we ask and pray in our name, Randy and Ria Ame, blessed in our family. Aju.
Thank you very much, Dr. Randy Ame, for his sincere and significant prayer. Next, I would like to invite Miss Jinky Dagumboy to read the scriptural reading.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Our reading for today, reading from the True Father's speech, Absolute Values and a Search for Peace for Humankind. As you are no doubt already aware, the more chaotic the world becomes, the more human beings thirst for peace. Then how can peace be achieved? In today's world, orderliness is increasingly being disrupted in many countries and cultural regions. To establish peace means to restore a true order. To restore a true order, subject partners and object partners must find their positions and establish mutual, harmonious relations. People desire peace not only on the world level, but also on the level of nation, societies, and families. Even in the individual yearns for peace between their mind and body. Of these various levels of peace, which should be established first? It is easy to think that if world peace were established first, then on the basis the peace of nations, societies, families, and eventually individuals would also be established. But this is wrong. It is actually the reverse of the sequence necessary to establish peace. It is individual peace that must first be realized. Then family peace can follow, and only that foundation can the peace of societies, nations, and the world be expected. It is because individuals are the basis unit of families, and families are the basic unit of societies, nations, and the world. Adieu.
Thank you, Miss Jinky, and thank you, brothers and sisters that are still with us and attending this Sunday service. Let's watch together our movement's activities during the previous week, which will be presented by HJ Global News Peace TV.
Hello dear members and welcome to a new edition of HJ Global News. As the year 2020 draws to a close, we will continue to express our deep gratitude to the True Mother, who for the past 7 years has worked tirelessly to offer to God the victory of Vision 2020. We have compiled excerpts of key messages from True Mother in 2020. We will share the first part in this edition and the next part in next week's edition. We will also take a look at some of the providential activities happening around the world. Through the 7-year Cosmic Canon course and the Providence of Restoration, which was condensed in the 40-day Cosmic Canon course, for the first time in history, True Mother could bring about the firm establishment of Chonulguk.
2020 천일국 안착을 선포합니다.
Creating the new heaven and earth which God has so longed for. A new message that brought rebirth to humanity was proclaimed.
이제 우리는 창조주 하나님이 누구인지를 알았습니다. 우리는 하늘 부모님 앞에 참 효자, 효녀, 충신이 되는 길을 가야 할 것입니다. 하늘 부모님의 꿈, 인류의 소원, 지상 천국을 이루는데 주역이 되는 여러분 모두가 되기를 축원합니다.
Furthermore, after announcing the new setup of the organization, which marks a major turning point in providential history, True Mother defined the strategy for the second 7-year Cosmic Canon course.
하늘 부모님께서 꿈꿔오셨던 그 사랑의 실천장은 천상이 아니라 지상입니다. 천원궁, 특히 하늘 부모님을 모실 수 있는 성전, 천일 성전을 봉헌해 드리고자 합니다. 그렇기 때문에 나는 모든 정계, 종교계, 재계, 사상계 할 것 없이 모든 사람들이 하나로 한 깃발 아래 모일 수 있는 하늘 부모님 성회로 발표합니다. 77억 인류 가운데 3분의 1이라도 하늘 부모님을 알고 모실 수 있는 지상 천국을 실천해야 되겠습니다.
True Mother organized the Hopeful March Forward rallies, which became both a new challenge for the Heavenly Parents Holy Community and the fruit of their victory. Through the Peace-Link Choneguk online platform and with the cooperation of VIPs from 194 countries, we could spread the vision of a heavenly unified Korea and a heavenly unified world by sharing the message of heaven with hundreds of millions of people around the world.
공생, 공용, 공의. 통일된 인류 한 가족의 공동체. 중심에 하늘 부모님이 계시면 모든 문제가 해결됩니다. 하늘은 창조주 하나님은 사랑이시라 했습니다. 우리의 부모라 했습니다. 자식의 죽어가는 모습을 보는 부모의 심정이 어떻겠습니까? 우리는 이 순간부터 하늘 앞에 회개와 국률의 기도를 드려야 할 시간입니다. 과학의 발달은 창조의 순리를 놓고 볼 때 평행을 잃어버렸습니다. 인간이 더 이상 무지한 자리에서 본연의 가치를 잃어버린 자리에서는 인간의 미래는 물론이요, 이 지구의 미래도 보장받을 수 없습니다. 창조주 하나님을 생각할 때 우리는 자연을 사랑해야 됩니다. 6천년 만에 하늘은 섭리의 완성을 가져올 수 있는 독생녀를 한반도를 통해서 탄생시켰습니다. 그때 환경은 1945년의 해방과 더불어 1950년에 6.25 동란이 일어났습니다. 어떻게 세계에 알려지지 않은 작은 나라의 동란에 유엔의 16개국이 참전할 수 있었을까요? 더더구나 그때 참전하는 용사들은 대부분이 10대, 20대의 연령으로 알고 있습니다. 나는 그들의 이름 한 분 한 분을 영원히 기록될 수 있게 기념비가 설치되지 못한 곳에는 계속해서 빠른 시일 내에 세워나갈 것을 약속합니다.
True Mother expressed her happiness and joy for the dedication of the Chombo families, the treasures of heaven, which is to be the path for mankind.
이 얼마나 기다리고 기다리던 이 한날입니까? 오늘 천보에 입적한 가정들은 본연의 하늘 부모님께서 꿈꾸셨던 순수하고 순결된 천보에 등재된 천일국의 진정한 백성들입니다. 앞으로 오는 인류 역사는 물론이요, 대를 이어 영원히 존경과 사랑을 받는 위대한 명문가들이 되기를 축원합니다.
At the rally for the celebration of the World Christian Clergy Leadership Conference in the United States, in tears, True Mother asked us to become one.
참 부모이기에 미국에 건너가 40년간 투입하고 투입했습니다. 떠나시려는 하늘을 붙들고 마지막 미국이 책임할 수 있는 기회를 달라고 목소리를 높였습니다. 하늘이 축복했던 미국이 책임하여 결실을 맞이함으로써 새로운 역사를 쓸 수 있게 되어야 하겠습니다. 그래서 나는 말합니다. 미국의 위정자들, 용서하고 하나 되십시오. 화합 통일만이 미국이 영원히 영존할 수 있는 길임을 알아야 할 것입니다. 창조주가 바라시는 세계 평화, 인류 한 가족, 통일된 하늘 부모님 아래 인류 한 가족의 세계를 만들어 나가는 데 있어서 여러분이 소리를 높여 외치며 나아가기를 축원합니다.
Heavenly Parents' love embraces people from all over the world as His children and engraft into their hearts Heavenly Parents' wish. True Parents opened a new era with the firm establishment of Chanigo, creating a new history. A heavenly unified Korea and a heavenly unified world where we all live together, attending our Heavenly Parent is fast approaching. A great victory of a one-day government and women leaders workshop for building model ideal families and a community of peace was held in Buriram, Thailand. In cooperation with various civic groups, WFWP in Thailand invited more than 150 local government leaders, and they all joined hands with various civic groups. Thanks to the support of the government and Divine Principle Education, 200,000 couples in Thailand received blessing from the FFWPU and worked to help stop family breakdown and social problems. Participants were so inspired to have interreligious peace blessing festival for each village. On the other side of the globe, in heavenly South America, a VR Peace Road event was held. They had a virtual walk through the 23 provinces. Each provincial institution representative presented a message of peace and hope. And in Tierra del Fuego, the southernmost province, the message was transmitted by the governor himself. Activities were generated in several provinces, including cycling, a solidarity day for delivering food to deprived areas, and a special program highlighting a commemorative plaque for the Peace Road event. In Paraguay, during the Peace Road event, supportive speeches were made by governors and religious leaders online. A plan to build a school for future generations at the border where Paraguay, Argentina, and Brazil meet was announced. The second part saw young students make a cycle ride from the pantheons of heroes and leave flowers in honor of those who defended Paraguay. IOISP held the Pacific Rim Peace Road 2020 in Samoa, Heavenly Asia Pacific 2. As part of the event, an award ceremony was held for IOISP youth heroes, such as Samoa's Taekwondo Olympic representative and UPF Peace ambassadors. A celebration was held for the righteous who have opened the way to peace. IOISP Brazil served the local community on the occasion of the UN Volunteer Day. Young students rolled up their sleeves, donated food and goods they received from supermarkets to others, and provided various services such as cleaning the street and planting trees for the community, experiencing the joy of sharing. For the past 2 months, Asia Pacific region had an online character education workshop. Character education has become a very hot topic in the Philippines after President Duterte proposed the GMRC, Good Manners and Right Conduct Values Education Act. Asia Pacific region also received 417 applications from 14 countries and trained 114 graduates. In Korea, the Women's Federation held the 16th National Women's Leaders Seminar online under the theme Women Building Peace. The workshop was marked by a farewell ceremony of the branch president who served for 28 years and the inauguration of the new regional president. They received plaques of recognitions from the international president, Mrs. Julia Moon, who called for the doubling of membership and to join True Mother for Victory. The national president, Mrs. Kim Soo-hyun, in tears expressed her gratitude toward the retired leaders and showed her determination to move forward in unity with the second and third generations on the path set forth by the elders. Dr. Yoon Yong-ho, Director General of International Headquarters, then gave a video conference on the theme, A Heavenly Unified Korea by 2022 for a Heavenly Unified World. This special lecture was attended by more than 500 women in Korea and around the world. It inspired them to be courageous and hopeful in the fulfillment of the providence. The Korea Women's Federation, which also began a special 100-day condition until next March, is committed to fulfilling the mission of establishing a heavily unified Korea by working in perfect unity with UPF, the Family Federation, and IOISP. In Korea Region 4, built on the success of the last Rally of Hope, the Korean Christian Leadership Conference KCLC organized a Divine Principle Seminar, which was attended by more than 50 pastors. The ultimate goal of this seminar was to establish a heavily unified Korea. It began first with the teaching entitled called Humanity and the Creation, and continued with the second section entitled Human History According to the Providence of God. It enabled the participants to go beyond their personal views and reaffirm their determination to achieve a heavily unified Korea and a peaceful world characterized by interreligious harmony. In the same region, the headquarters of Jeonbuk held a dedication ceremony for the Gochang Church. With the dedication and love of members, this new church of Gochang was offered. It was graced with the congratulatory message of Commander Yoo Gi-sang and Yoon Jong-bu of the Democratic Party of Korea. With the celebration of this new church temple, which will serve as the basis of the family movement and headwing unification movement, all participants and members promised to put all their efforts into becoming Chonbo families. The Africa branch of HJ Chonju Chonbo Center organized a special Hyojong Chonbo seminar in Benin, which was broadcasted online. It registered the participation of more than 200 members from 10 countries. It was an opportunity for them to liberate and bless their ancestors, but it also reaffirmed their determination to become Chonbo families. This week, the year's first snow fell on Hyojong Chonwon, the new Eden where our true parents live. In spite of the cold, blessed families feel safe as they receive God's love, true parents' love, and the warmth of the Spirit and of the truth that pushes them to achieve their various goals. With these words, we close this edition. Thank you for following us, and may God bless you.
After watching the inspiring news, we are going to be more inspired by a very special song, which will be presented by Hosol family. Let's invite this beautiful family to offer their special song.
Wherever you go, wherever you may wander in your life, surely you know I always wanna be there, holding your hands. I'm standing by to catch you if you fall, seeing you through in everything you do. Let me be there in the morning, let me be there in the night. Let me change whatever is wrong and make it right. Let me take you to our fatherland where true love we can share. All I ask you is let me be there. Watching you grow and seeing through the changes in your life, and that's how I know I always wanna be there. Whenever you feel you need a friend to lean on, here I am. Whenever you call, you know I'll be there. Let me be there in the morning, let me be there in the night. Let me change whatever is wrong and make it right. Let me take you to our fatherland where true love we can share. All I ask you is let me be there. Let me be there in the morning, let me be there in the night. Let me change whatever is wrong and make it right. Let me take you to our fatherland where true love we can share. All I ask you is let me be there. All I ask you is let me be there.
Okay, after this inspiring song, my brothers and sisters, let's prepare our heart to receive this week a special message, which will be given by our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halo. Let's invite, with our hearts united, our Philippine national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halo.
안녕하세요. Good morning to Heavenly Parents and our true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. Good morning to all our brothers and sisters all over the nation. Thank you very much for joining once again our online family service. Today is the 6th day of the 11th month in the 8th year of Channel Group. So first and foremost, I would like first to greet all of you. Merry Christmas in advance. So today is December 20, 2020. And then 5 days to go, and then we will be celebrating this really big celebration. All our Christian brothers and sisters, especially in our nation in the Philippines, will be celebrating this Christmas. So I would like to really greet you. Merry Christmas, all brothers and sisters. Yeah, also we will be ending very soon the year 2020. Yeah, it seems like we just started this year, right? But in few days, we will going to end this year and welcome the new year of 2021. So also I would like to share and let all our brothers and sisters know our preparation also for our 1 million Rally of Hope in the Philippines. As you know, we really planned 1.2 million rally, actually originally for December 2020, but because of the pandemic, we couldn't really push through. But actually, still we are going to do this, our original plan, and we offered a lot of condition before for this. And then now, finally, we will going to have this virtual 1 million Rally of Hope. Our plan is February 6, 2021. So in 2 days' time, we will going to start to offer our condition for this. We will going to offer 40-day Jongsong condition starting December 22. So I just would like to let everybody aware. And this time already we are having meetings with our committee heads about this one. And actually it's really exciting. We are really preparing to really listen also from True Mother and also to receive a message from our beloved President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So let's really pray for that. So anyway, I will not really share much about this. I just would like to let everybody know about our preparation for this. So this Sunday, I would like to share with you this topic entitled Raising and Educating Children to Become Citizens of Channel Group. As you know, we are really living now in different era where we have to really show also in our society that really true parents are raising us up and really showing different level in our society where people can see what are really blessed families. And then this time also I'm really thinking a lot, how can we be able to really, let the society, our environment see. And then one important point also is how to really raise up our children. Now we have many blessed families in the Philippines, and then also we have many brothers and sisters who will be starting family soon. So this time I will be sharing through Father's message about how to really raise up and educate children. So I would like to begin. So Father said, raise your children to become a person who knows God. Father said, bequeath to your children a good tradition that they will continue to follow throughout their lives. Parents usually tell their children, you should become this or that kind of person, and you should do this or that kind of work. But it is far better to tell them, you should be a person who knows God. So sometimes as a parent, we have a lot of dreams also that we couldn't fulfill. And then when we have our children, we want our children to accomplish the things that we couldn't, right? This is like natural. And then, of course, we always wanted the best for our children. We want them to become, I don't know what profession we dream for our children. But Father is telling us this time, more than anything, we have to tell our children to become a person that they can know our Heavenly Parent. True Mother is telling us that our mission is to let all the people know about our Heavenly Parent. So our children, as we raise our children, also I have some young children, so now I'm really thinking how to really raise up our children properly. So they are God's children. They are the pure lineage of Heavenly Parent. Of course, we want really the best for them. All parents, that is their dream for their children. But really, we need to understand what should be the priority for our children. So Father is telling us that we really need to raise our children, that they really know our Heavenly Parent. This is, I think, the most important, to really raise up our children. Father said, children wants to be accepted and praised. Children do not like it if you criticize them repeatedly. Rather, they are happy if you accept and praise them even when they do wrong. Immature children need to be appeased in this way, to encourage them with praise. Nevertheless, children are self-centered. When they see something they like, they want to have it right away. Therefore, they need education. That's why our children, Father is telling us from the age 0 to 3, this is the most important time period for our children. Father said, whatever they learn in this their time in their life, they will going to carry until they become 80 years old or until they grow old. That's why Father is saying it's natural for the children. They are always thinking about themselves, right? And then when they wanted something, they wanted to have it right away. That's why Father is telling us children needs education. Dr. Kittle last Sunday was emphasizing to us what is really the most important point of moral education. Actually, to really raise up our young people to really become good parents. This is really the main purpose of moral education. So, thinking about this, where we will begin? Actually, when our children become teenagers already, our young people, it's not easy. But actually, that's the time we really realize, and always we are telling people the importance of the family, the importance of the father and mother as the first teacher, right? That's why children needs education, and then we as parents, we are the first teacher. We need to teach them, especially in the proper time for our children as they are growing up. So children always want to be praised. Father is telling us sometimes we are very strong also to our children. Sometimes we criticize when they do wrong. What Father is telling us, we need to praise them even when they do wrong, and then continue to encourage them. That's why very important that parents really need to invest in educating their children. Father said parents need to pray for their children in tears. Sometimes parents push their children hard and even spank them on occasion. But it is for their sake. Then after pushing them like that, the father and mother pray for their children in tears, unable to sleep at night. That is true love. As parents, actually, we really love our children. What we wanted is for them to really grow well, right? And then when they grow up, they can stand on their own. And then they can really become mature, and then they can be ready, also to enter in husband and wife relationship later on, to become parents. So sometimes while our children are young, if they do, like really wrong things also, sometimes as parents, because we love our children, sometimes we scold them, right? Sometimes we become angry to them. But what Father is saying here, especially, sometimes, we cannot avoid to hurt them. Sometimes nga, minsan, you can hit their hands, minsan napapalo natin sila. There are situations like that, right? But what Father is saying here, after, doing like that to your children, or you became very strong to them, and then Father said, parents should pray in tears for their children, that they are like unable to sleep at night, right? So their children can feel that my parents love me. That's why they are doing this. They are correcting me because they love me. That's why we need to continue to offer prayer for our children, especially if we became strong to them. And then we need to shed tears for our children. So our tears is like, like water, and then our children, they are like, also plants growing. We need to water them. So that is our tears, and then our children can grow up well. Aju? Aju. Father said, parental love is to sacrifice day and night. Do you know what true parental love is? A true parent never thinks, now I am investing in my children's future, but someday I will receive it all back with interest. Parental love is to sacrifice day and night in loving their children, giving and giving more without ceasing. Thus, a mother keeps her children in mind, even when she goes to market, thinking that she would like to buy something more for them. That sort of parental love is close to the original love that God implanted in us. Because love has this origin, there is a basis to save mankind. So, what is really the highest, level of love? Closer to the origin to God's love. That is really parental love. That's why, when we become parents, we started to really understand more realistically the love of our Heavenly Parent as our parent. So, Father said, a parent is always ready to sacrifice even day and night. So we can see our beloved true parents, our true mother, always putting her life on the line. Our true father, right? Both our true parents. They are willing to give everything for the sake of their children. They are willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of their children, investing everything, without really thinking anything, in return. So this is really the heart of a parent. That's why when we started to become parents, now we have many young members, brothers and sisters, they're starting, preparing to start family. That's why true parents is really training us. Really, this is really the highest level where we can experience Heavenly Parents' love once we become parents. And then we can start to understand already our Heavenly Parent. So, Father is explaining here, because of this love, then there is a basis to save humankind. That's why, despite the tragedy that had happened, despite the difficulties, the pain that Heavenly Parents have gone through, right? But because of this love of a parent towards the children, this is the basis to save all humanity. Aju? Aju. That's why, we need to, our young brothers and sisters, need to really long to become parent, to have our own children. Of course, we are taking care of brothers and sisters, we are practicing our love, but it's really completely different when we become parents ourselves. Aju? Aju. Father said, parents wants to give their child the most valuable thing they own. So, parents want to give their child the most valuable thing they own. Nevertheless, as long as the child is unable to manage properly, they cannot give it. Were they to receive it when they were not ready, it could harm them. For example, a sharp knife is dangerous for a child, and no parent lets his child play with one, no matter how much he wants it. So, actually, our parents, our Heavenly Parent wants to give us everything, the most valuable to the parents. They are not actually keeping the parents' cake to a person you hate, but a spank to the one you love. It makes sense. When our parents scold us, we need to understand their loving heart. And when they am, then we can inherit the proper tradition to continue in the next generation. That's why Father is explaining to us, really important to inherit the proper tradition. We are parents at the same time, actually we are children. When we were young, we need to inherit from our parents, right? And then, when our parents sometimes is correcting us, again, and then sometimes become strong to us, they scolded us. So, what Father is saying here, children needs to understand the loving heart of their parents. And when there are situations that the parents hit their children, then also Father is explaining here that children needs to feel the pain they're going through and shed tears with them. Sometimes when we hit our children, actually it's very painful in our hearts. So our brothers and sisters, our parents who are watching today, sometimes when we hit our children because they did something wrong, actually when we did these things, actually it pains us more than our children, right? But how can we let our children feel that? And then how can our children understand? Because the tendency sometimes, if we do, and then our children couldn't feel our love, our children, have some resentments to us. Then it destroys our relationship, right? But when we do, our children should feel our love to them. And then, parents and children weep together. So, actually, this time is really very important. Since the providence is really the top priority and we don't have much foundation at the time, how much our true parents and then our elder blessed central families really sacrifice for the providence to lay foundation for us. But this time already different era now. Parents really needs to do their best to raise up their children very well, right? It's very important now. So fathers saying, discipline their children by shedding tears of compassion and love. So very, very important. As parents, we need to discipline our children. But Father said, shedding tears of compassion and love. Parents who raise their fists and strike their children in anger should immediately repent. The mother who does not hit her children, but rather sheds tears of compassion and love, is a more effective parent. The mother who disciplines this way will never be dominated by her children. She will always be successful at inducing her children to submit to her guidance. Where she to hit them, she would get poorer results. So, I think many of our mothers are experiencing this, raising up their children. Sometimes also, I can see from my wife, if she got angry to our children, and then when I go home, my wife is crying. And then maybe when she scolded our children sometimes, or hit sometimes, and then sometimes we can see our mother, maybe the husbands can see your wife sometimes when raising your children together. So, our parents should really shed tears, Father said, with compassion and love. And then our children can feel that. And then when we get angry or scold to them, they will going to feel the love of their parents. They will going to feel the concern and really the desire of the parents for them to really grow up well. I think this is really very, very important. Father is saying here, the mother who disciplines like this way will never be dominated by the children. And then she will always be successful at including her children. While, what Father is saying here, where she to hit them, she would get poorer results. So, sometimes we are, being carried by our emotions. Sometimes there are parents, they always hit their children. But actually, Father is saying here, actually, that will bring poor results. If we hit and always, be angry to our children, but we need to, show to them and let them feel through our tears and compassion and love. So this is the proper way to raise up our children. So Father said, parents should never fight in front of their children. So this is very important. Father said, you and your spouse should never fight in front of your children. Never. Promise that you will never do it. This is the case in my own family. Because my wife and I have kept that promise, our children grew up secure in the belief that their parents never quarrel and love each other more than any other parents in the world. Thus, you should educate your children that they can regard their parents as their source of hope. If you have a son, he should say, I want to become like my dad. Your daughter should say, I want to become like my mom. That is the right way to educate them. So, now we can see our second generation, our children are growing up. Before we are not thinking about this yet. But now we can see. Now, even myself, now how to really raise up our children properly. Sometimes we are really worried. How to really educate them, how to really raise them up properly. But now I realize, and Father is telling us, the most important really is the relationship of husband and wife. That's why that is the pillar, in the family. Husband and wife relationship, that is the pillar. Once the pillar is strong, actually, everything will go well. So, the relationship of father and mother. So, Father is telling us now here that our children shouldn't see us fighting. Parents, they should have the concept that my parents, they are the most loving parents in the world. That's why Father is telling us, even, even just by words. Minsan, pag nag-aaway yung mag-asawa, minsan, naririnig yan ng mga bata. And then, our children, when they started to become, 3 years old, ganyan, they have already alam na yan nila. They started to understand, my parents, they're fighting. Alam na yan nila. That's why Father is telling us, do not fight in front of your children. And then, the parents should become the model of the children. More than anyone, of course, now we have, many popular people, especially if your children are always, watching television, maybe they have some mga idols sila, but actually, their parents should be their number one idol, number one superhero. The son needs to say, I want to become like my dad. The daughter needs to say, I want to become like my mother. Right? So if our children grow up like this, actually, they will not going to have any problem. So actually, we don't need to worry, really, how to raise up our children. Most important is the relationship of husband and wife. We really need to make this very strong relationship that we become a really model. In our era now, we really need to become a model in our society. That is the only way. So parents, father and mother needs to really have a very good relationship. And then they should become the model to their children. Naturally, children will grow well. Aju? Father said, let your children solve detailed problems by themselves. Parents can give a general direction to their children and let them solve the detailed problems by themselves. I was self-supporting student. Tigers let their cubs experience severe trials and harsh discipline in order to rear them to be the kings of the mountain by developing their wild nature. Iron gets stronger by heating. This is an important lesson to think about when educating children. That's why it's also very important to really, discipline our children also properly. Sabi ni Father dito, not, that we feed everything sa kanila. Mga lahat ng detalye. Ang sinasabi ni Father dito, let's just, let your children solve detailed problems themselves. So just tell them general things, information, guide them, and then let them become also responsible on their own. That is the way for them to grow. Father is giving some examples dito, how the tigers were raised up. And then also we learn yung eagle, the eagle, how the mother eagle is, training the young. How to learn how to fly. What the mother is doing is, she will fly very high and then bring the young. And then what will going to happen? The mother will suddenly drop. And then there's a story saying that, like, what is my mother doing? The young eagle saying, my mother wanted me to die like this. And then after some time, that eagle realized what her mother is doing is really training her to become one day, she can soar high. So, our children also, we really need to raise them up properly. Father said dito, sabi ni Father, this is an important lesson to think about when educating your children. That's why we really need to, discipline well our children so that when they grow up, they can stand on their own. And then, we are not worried also as parents, right? Because we believe that they can do when we raise them up properly, the right way. Aju? I think this is important point for us, parents. Father said, always keep forgiving heart toward your children. No matter how painful a situation your children put you through, when they come to you with tears in their eyes and ask your forgiveness, you must forget all the bad memories and once again put on a happy face. I think this is really one of the most important key, right? To really raise up our children. So, whatever, that's why, our true mother, our heavenly parent, right? That's why whatever, sins or mistakes we have committed, if we come to our parents, with sincere heart, and then really repent. What Father is saying here, as a parent, we need to have forgiving heart towards our children. Once they come to us and then, really sincerely, whatever, we need to forget everything as a parent, right? Remember the story of the prodigal son, right? Even, he misused all his money, he used for his, self, for himself, everything, but once he come back, even the father, prepared a feast for the son, and then completely forgetting everything. So, as a parent, our heavenly parent, that's why whatever, the situations and then the mistakes, the sins that we have committed, once we sincerely, go back and ask for forgiveness, we need to have really, the biggest, heart to forgive and really completely forget everything. This is very important as parents. We need to really inherit from our heavenly parent, from our beloved true parents. Aju? Father said, the family is where the children cultivate their hearts. The family is the school of love. It is the most important school in life. The family is where children cultivate the depth and breadth of their heart. Shimjong. By receiving an education in love and emotion that only parents can provide. This becomes the foundation stone for building the children's character. The family is also the school teaching virtues, norms, and manners. It is the way of heaven that academic education, physical education, and technical education should be given on the foundation of this primary education of heart and norm. So I think this is very, very important. This is already the GMRC, right? Really, parents, we are the first teacher. That's why before our children actually go to school, Father is saying here, it is the way of heaven that academic education, physical education, and technical education should be given on the foundation of this primary education of heart and norm coming from the parents. Really, the parents first are the first teacher. That's why in the family, this is the first school, right? Where we will going to cultivate the hearts of our children. And then based on this foundation, later on they will going to go to school to study. Academic, physical, and technical education. This should come on the foundation of the primary education of heart and norm. That's how important the family is. That's why we now as Blessed Central families, how can we really educate well our children? This is now the most important. Now, true parents wanted us really to raise up our children very well. Do not leave your children. Already that era has passed, right? We are truly fortunate living in this era now, living in this time. That's why we have now to really raise up filial children to really become citizens of Channel Group. Not only us now, right? Most importantly, our children, our second generation. How can they inherit? That's why True Mother shared through Dr. Yong last time that True Mother said, when we have our second generation, we need to tell them that their parents are true parents. Not us. We are only caretaker, right? So we need to tell them that their parents are true parents. When True Mother was young in her autobiography, right? Mother Demonim really told her, and then also True Mother's grandmother, that she is, her father is God. Then that is already inculcated deeply in True Mother's mind and heart. So now we also as parents of our second generation, we need to tell them that their parents are true parents. Aju? So we need to really raise them up very well because they are God's children. They are true parents' children. So this foundation is important for them before later they will going to go to school. That's why our family, we really need to build really an ideal family and an environment for our children to grow well. Aju? Aju. So parents should be true parents. So parents should be true parents, showering their children with true love. At the same time, they should also be true teachers, properly educating their children in heart and moral norms. Though some parents may not be aware their role as teachers, their children still learn from them by imitation. The role of parents is that important. Children develop their character of love and their spiritual nature when they are nurtured by their parents' true love and when they emulate their parents' lives of love. So, this point, this is very important. When our children are young, actually, they are not learning based on what we are telling them. Young children are learning based on what parents are doing. What they are showing, they just follow. Actually, children just follow. That's why sabi nga ni Father dito, even though we are not aware, but our children are still learning from us. They are imitating us. Kaya nga, napakahalaga, ano yung ginagawa natin, ano yung pinapakita natin sa mga anak natin. Young children, they are not, really learning from kung ano yung sinasabi natin, but what we are doing. Alam naman natin yan sa mga may anak, mga may bata, may mga baby pa, young children. They just follow their parents, what their parents are doing. This is really amazing. This is really natural for them. That's why, as parents, how to show to them, how to become an example to them. And then, our children will naturally follow. Aju? That's why we really need to become true parents ourselves. Sabi ni Father, we really need to resemble our true parents. Right? And then, our children, our next generation will going to resemble us. They will going to follow our example. And then if we are, really doing well, then naturally our children can grow up well. Actually, we don't really need to worry. When I'm really learning and, reading all this guidance of Father, I realize we shouldn't really worry about raising our children. We need to worry about our practice, about our life of faith as parents. This is most important. Father said, a father should be his child's best friend. A father should be his child's best friend. When he comes home, his child should run to him, even if he was playing with a friend. A father should become his child's best teacher, and he should be the center of heart. That's why really very important, in the side of the father. If you are always working, not at home, your relationship with your wife is very, very important. And then your wife should be telling your children about what your father, what you as a husband is doing. The wife should tell the children, my children, your father is really working very hard, right? He's really sacrificing for our family and for God, for true parents. Then, even though you are always not home, then your children always, they always long for you. They are excited always to meet you. That's why Father is saying here, then we need to become like best friend, even though, sometimes we are not home, but still we have best friend. And then when we come home, our children should be excited. Dapat marinig pa lang nila yung boses natin. They're already running. Sabi ni Father nga dito, a father should be the child's best friend, and then when he comes home, the child should run to him. That's why also sometimes when I go home, I'm also excited, my children also are excited. Because I'm really grateful also with my wife. So I think really the role of the wife is very, very important. That's why the relationship actually, especially of husband and wife. Because, what happens for sometimes fathers always away from the children. Sometimes children, they have really artistic distance with the parents. This is the role of the wife. The wife needs always to tell the children, right? And then, even though always the father is not home, they have to be best friend with the son, right? Or also the mother or the daughter. This relationship, when you come home, your children should be excited. With this kind of relationship, children can be raised up well. Aju? That's why very, very important. I'm sharing to our young couples, young brothers and sisters, they're preparing to start family. And then, we know that really, family is really the solution of the problem in our society. But also if our brothers and sisters also, they cannot really, learn these things. I think this is very important before learning family. When you get married, there is a seminar in the fallen practice, like half-day seminar only. How can you learn these things? How to become parents later, how to really become good husband, how to really become good wife. Actually, really, when I studied through Father's teaching, really amazing. These are very important, especially for our young couples who are about to start family. We need to think, one day I will become father, I will become mother. What kind of father I will become? What kind of mother I will become? What kind of husband? What kind of wife? So, I think this is really very important to learn before starting family. That's why our young people really need to really teach to them about this one. So that they can really prepare and really raise up their children very well later on. So Father said, parents should set the right example for their children. As parents, you should set the right example by your devoted service to God's will and in your daily life of faith and service. By doing so, you are raising children who will respect their parents and not talk back to them, and who will honor their parents by obeying whatever you ask them to do. So what is really the key to really raise up our children very well? We need to show our good example to them. Father is saying here, you should set the right example by your devoted service to God's will. That's why most important as parents, our life of faith. Our service to Heavenly Parent. How much we love Heavenly Parent, how much we love true parents. And then our children should see this one. And then naturally, our children will grow up well. They will respect their parents so much. Right? They will honor their parents and will going to obey their parents, whatever their parents ask them to do. That's why this is really the most important. That's why sometimes even myself, I'm thinking now how to really, educate and guide my children. They're growing up, many things. I know our elder Blessed Central families who have grown ups already. You have experienced this. So for us now, we really need to learn well. But Father's saying here, really what's most important is our example. By or through our, devotion to attend Heavenly Parents and true parents. This is very, very important. So Father said, parents do not teach their children to be evil. Even a father who lives a life of crime does not tell his children, I am a robber and a murderer, and you should follow in my footsteps. No, however evil they may be, parents do not teach their children to be evil. When parents say to their children, at least you should not be bad, it implies that they themselves are bad. When they say, at least you should do well, it means they themselves did not do well. So, that's why Father is saying, that's why in the first slides, in the recent slides a while ago, that the parents, or there is really, the restoration is possible. Because really parents, even though parents is evil, Father is saying here, they are not teaching their children to be evil. No parents like that. That's why restoration is really possible. That's why the parents sometimes, even though they are not good parents, they always tell their children to be good, to become better than them. That's why this is really important. Father said parents should invest completely for their children. It is right that parents invest everything completely for their children. That way, they can leave a legacy behind. This is an age-old principle of education. It would be even better if the parents left such an excellent legacy that it should be bequeathed to the society and to the world. If parents act like that, no one will say they are bad parents. That's why our investment to our children, raising them up, very, very important. That's why especially now, this time, we are not advising anymore that parents, leave their children to do mission. Not anymore, right? Because now we are already in a different era where people now are looking at us, who we are, how we are living our life as Blessed Central families. That's why I always think about what Father said, that time will come, people will come to us. It will only happen if people can see the way we are living our life as Blessed Central families. That's why even though you become successful in your mission, but your family is not good, right? Then, what will going to happen? That's why already that era is past. Already, our elders and leaders, they have sacrificed so much. So now, young families, young members now, really need to really take care well of our children. We really need to raise them up well. They shouldn't feel anymore that they are abandoned by their parents. Yeah, sometimes if the father is doing mission or the mother is doing mission, at least one between the parents should be really taking care. And then even though you are doing mission also when you are home, you also need to invest to your children. Let them feel your love. And then, because children will grow up based on the love of the parents, the investment of the parents. They can become better than us, right? They can really become children of heavenly parents and true parents that can bring glory and victory in the future. That's why now True Mother is doing and investing everything to raise up our second, third generation. That's why our role as the parents is very, very important. So parents should always be with their children. So a while ago, I read that some parents left their children in an orphanage to travel around the world. That kind of neglect causes children to become bad. If the parents are always with their children, watching over them and correcting them, they will not become bad. So this is really important, especially in our time now. Parents shouldn't leave their children, especially kapag baby pa. Baby pa, bata pa yung anak mo, of course, you will do mission. But actually, it's really not advisable na parehong magulang aalis. Tapos iwanan mo lang yung anak mo sa relative mo, sa nanay mo. It's really different if their parents, especially during this young age nila. Actually, you cannot leave your children. Sabi ni Father dito, always be with your children. Ngayon, kailangan na talaga yun kasi yun na yung kwan sa atin eh. Yun na yung kwan na true parents sa atin ngayon. Kasi nga, we need to really take care well of second generation. Kaya nga, it's not really advisable to leave your children, paalagaan sa iba. At least kung talagang mag-mission, at least one, mag-focus sa mission, and then at least yung isa should be taking care of the children. And then sabi ni Father, if parents are always with their children, children will not grow bad. They will not grow bad. They will grow up well. That's why it's really important. So we are grateful to our true parents, to our elder members who have sacrificed in the past already. Right? So ngayon, now, the young brothers and sisters who are starting families, mga young families, dapat ngayon, all our children should really follow absolutely the way that we are following. Dapat wala na tayong mga problems pa sa mga susunod na mga second generation, third generation. Kasi ngayon, ang parents na are given to take care of the children very well. That's why we are really grateful. So let's really do our best to raise up true parents' children. They are not just our children. They are true parents' children. They are heavenly parents' children. So we really need to raise them up very well. Aju? So, Father said, you should become a public person. Do you want to be blessed? Do you want to live eternally? Then you should become a public person. When educating your children, do not love them only as your own children. Love them with the heart to offer them the people of the world. When nursing your child in your bosom, consider yourself the representative of all mothers on this planet Earth, and regard your baby as the representative of all mankind. That's why being a public person is always thinking that, when we are taking care of our children, they are not just our children. Right? But we need to think that they are the representative of the world. Being public is like this. Our mind should be thinking they are not just our children. So what Father is saying here, consider yourself the representative of all mothers. So the mothers who are our parents who are taking care of the children, do not just think that we are just the parents or mother of the child, right? We have to think that we are the representative of all mothers, of all parents in the planet Earth. And regard our baby representative of all mankind. So with this kind of mindset, Father is saying, then we can be blessed. When we have always this mind of public, then we will going to live eternally, Father said. That's why yung mga anak natin, they are just representative of the world. When we see actually other children, we need to treat them the same way, right? We need to love all children. Yeah, that's why really this is the key to be blessed, Father said, and to really live eternally. So Father said, you have to embrace all children of the world. Do not nurse your baby with the heart to love only your child. Rather, be a mother who loves other babies as if they were also yours. So babies nourished with the milk of such a mother will definitely become great people. And if your children do not attain such greatness, it will be a descendant 1 or 2 generations later who turns out to be someone who can lead the world. This is the formula. Oh, this is very important. That's why we shouldn't really think that we are only taking care of our children. Only our children we are concerned about, right? But we need to love all the children of the world. Sabi ni Father, kapag ganito raw yung mind natin, naturally our children will really become a children of greatness. Kung hindi man daw yung mga anak natin ngayon, after 2 or 3 generations, one among our descendants will become a great person that will going to lead the world. Really amazing, right? That's why we are just representatives. Even our children, they are just representatives also of all children of the world. So, as parents, as blessed central families, we need to have this kind of mind. And then we can raise up our children to really become great people that will going to contribute and can really lead the world in the future. Aju? Aju. So Father said, leave an eternal legacy to your children. When you die, there are 3 things you should leave behind. So first, that you live by the path of the principle, following God's will. Second, that you raise good offspring. Third, that you imparted education to your children that will enable them to achieve greatness in the world. So these things we need to remember. So what kind of legacy we want to leave for our children later on? So, these things, so Father said, we need to remember this. Number one is to live by the path of the principle. Our really absolute faith to Heavenly Parent and true parents. Our children should remember this. My parents, they are really absolute to heaven. Right? And then second one, we raise up good children. And then third one, we educated them beyond themselves that they can achieve greatness in the world later. Thinking not only for themselves, but thinking of the society. You know, now, my children, sometimes they're already asking, they're young, but really amazing, our second generation. They're already asking even Jesus, the problems of our society now, why like this our society. Really, our children are genius, and then their understanding, level of understanding is really different. So we can say that they are really children of heaven. They are really children of our true parents. So while they are young, we need to tell them already that they need to become someone that can contribute in solving the problems of our society later on. They are not just, for themselves or their families, but how can they contribute in our society? They become great people in the future. So this is the legacy we need to leave for our children. Our life of faith, our absolute faith, love, and obedience. Our love to God, our love to true parents. This is the first thing. And then, really become a good parents to them. Raise them up very well, and then educate them beyond themselves. Educate them to be able to contribute in the world. Aju? So this should be the legacy that we have to leave for our children. That's why, as parents now, when we started to learn and understand this, really our role is really, really very important. That's why really the family is the key. And then the parents is the core. The parents, father and mother, if that is stable, really the family will become stable. The children can grow up well. Aju? That's why let's really do our best, brothers and sisters, to really raise up our children very well and really let them become really most filial sons of heavenly parents and true parents. That's why now True Mother is really investing so much for the second generation. That's why we now as parents, we are really the first, teachers of our children. So having this kind of things in our mind now, for sure, we can really raise up filial sons and daughters that can truly bring joy and happiness to our heavenly parents and will really contribute in solving the problems of our society. That's why our second generation, they are the most precious, right? Let's really do our best, really raise them up to really become great people in the world and really can make heavenly parents and true parents proud of. Aju? Yeah, so thank you very much. God bless you all and mabuhay. So once again, I would like to greet you Merry Christmas kasi 5 araw na lang. So anyway, despite this pandemic, still we can feel, the spirit of Christmas, not only, of course, Jesus Christ, but now especially our beloved true parents, the birth of our beloved true parents. How important really the birth of the Messiah. Can you imagine? The whole world is celebrating the birth of the Messiah. And then can you imagine if all people were going to realize and understand the birth of our beloved true parents? And then not only that, Mother mentioned their blessing day. That's the most important holiday already. Because of course, Jesus came, right? True parents was born. But most importantly, fulfilling their purpose. So Jesus couldn't fulfill His purpose even though He was born on earth, we celebrated, but He couldn't fulfill His purpose. That's why when true parents came in 1960, true parents were blessed by heaven, by heavenly parent. That is really the most glorious. Aju? That's why. So let's really, remember these things during this season. And how to really fill our hearts with gratitude to our beloved true parents. They were born, they invested everything to fulfill their mission, and then now, we are now on the final stage of the providence. Really now, I'm thinking a lot how to really restore our country, how to really contribute in restoring the world. Really, if we have the urgent heart and really longing heart, really God will show us the way, and we can really establish substantial channel group and really offer our nation by 2027. It is possible with our unity and really, determination together, working together, we can really bring glory and victory. So through this rally of hope that we will going to have next month or February, probably February 6, we are still finalizing the date. This is really a great, beginning for 2021. We will do our best to invite our President Duterte. Let's really pray for this. And then when he will give his message, actually we put that in our promotions, maybe 95% of Filipino people will going to watch our event. If President Duterte agreed and really speak, that's why this is really the key. Let's really do our best, brothers and sisters. So once again, thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication, and I wish you to really feel and receive Heavenly Parents' love, especially this season. Let's really, give hope to the world. Let's give hope to our nation. Let's really give hope and really give joy and happiness also to Jesus Christ, and especially to our beloved true parents. Adieu. Adieu. So once again, thank you very much, brothers and sisters. So please join me in prayer. 사랑하시는 하늘 부모님, 천지인 참 부모님 감사합니다. Heavenly parents and true parents, we are truly grateful for this wonderful Sunday morning that we could come together, even just by online. But in our hearts, we are always one with our beloved true parents, our true mother, who is leading the providence this time on earth, and our true father in the spiritual world. Heavenly parents, today you have shared to us very important education. Heavenly parents, how much you are concerned for the next generation. Our true mother now is really investing everything to raise up the second generation, the third generation, to really become the leaders of the future. Heavenly parents, we realize our role, our mission as placental families, as parents. We have to really do our best to really raise up our children and really lay the foundation for them one day to be educated academically. They will go to school. Heavenly parents, they will going to receive education in the society. But most importantly, Heavenly parents, we have to cultivate their hearts. We have to develop their hearts. And we need to really let them know you. Know our beloved true parents. This is the ultimate foundation so they can really grow up well and really become your true sons and daughters who can truly bring joy and happiness to you and our beloved true parents. Thank you so much, Heavenly parents. We really pray for our beloved true mother who is really working so hard, Heavenly parents, to be able to really build Channel Guk, Heavenly parents, substantially, reaching out the 7.8 billion people of the world to be embraced by you. Heavenly parents, please guide and protect our beloved true mother. Please always give her please give our true mother long life. Heavenly parents, we really pray that in true mother's lifetime, with also our effort together, we can be able to truly accomplish true parents' wish to liberate your heart, liberate the heart of our beloved true father, and really restore at least 1/3 of the world population, become foundation to restore the whole world. Heavenly parents, thank you so much as we are now in this very important season, as we are about to end this year. We pray that we can truly remember the sacrifice of our elder brother, our Lord Jesus Christ. Heavenly parents, and then the importance of the birth of the Savior. Heavenly parents, and really appreciate our beloved true parents, our true mother, who is really doing her best, Heavenly parents, to complete the providence in her lifetime and really fulfill the original purpose of why they are here. To let all the people know you, Heavenly parents, to let all the people be connected to you, to our true parents, through the blessing. This is our mission, to really tell all people, proclaim all people, to all people, and really connect all people to you and to our beloved true parents. Thank you so much once again. May all brothers and sisters can really feel and experience your love and the love of our beloved true parents, especially in this season, Heavenly parents. And we can be able to really determine ourselves, renew ourselves as we end this year, Heavenly parents, and really welcome, really a hopeful 2021 that we are going to really build a heavenly unified Korea and a heavenly unified world. Thank you, Heavenly parents, for everything. May you bless all our placental families, our brothers and sisters, that we can really work together as one, Heavenly parents, and truly accomplish your dream and your desire. Thank you once again. Please receive this day. Please receive our prayers, Heavenly parents, our gratitude from our hearts as we offer together and we report this in our names. Leo, Angelo, and kayo halong placental family. Adieu. Adieu. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters.
Thank you very much, brothers and sisters, for still attending this Sunday fellowship with us. Let's, with a grateful heart, united together, sing song number 10, My Offering. Okay, after singing this inspiring song together, we are going to have offertory prayer by Mr. Hervin Kalinavan.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Please join me in prayer. Our heavenly parents and true parents, and in this wonderful Sunday, Father in heaven, we've just heard a wonderful message, Father in heaven, and it's inspire us, Father in heaven, to do more ourselves, Father in heaven, to develop more ourselves, and give our best more to help our true parents, Father in heaven, especially our true mother at this time. Father, we're always thankful for your love that we've experienced every day, Father in heaven. But sometimes we are numb, Father in heaven. But we keep trying, Father in heaven. Please allow us to understand more your heart and the heart of our true parents. And allow us again, Father in heaven, to experience the real love, Father in heaven, that we need to experience, Father in heaven, in ourselves. Father, at this moment of time, we're going to offer to you, Father in heaven, not just the external things, Father in heaven, but ourselves as well, Father in heaven. This is symbolizes our love, Father in heaven, towards you and to our true parents. Investing more and more, Father in heaven, until the Vision 2027, Father in heaven, when we could help our true mother, Father in heaven. Please help us, Father in heaven, with our brothers and sisters here, our precious brothers and sisters. And Father, with the help of our true Father in the Spirit world, we can be able to bring victory to you and to our true parents. Thank you so much, Father, for today, for this wonderful Sunday. I would like to offer and report this prayer in our name, Heaven and Eden, Blessed Central Couple. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Kalinavan. Let's all together, hand in hand, join in unison prayer. Let's pray for advancement of the providence, centering on True Mother, to realize a world of peace, that everyone can live in prosperity and happiness with our heavenly parents. Okay, now let's sing together song number 35, Day of Glory. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters, that you joined this Sunday fellowship with us. We sincerely wish that all of you would receive Heavenly Parents and True Parents' blessing during this week. We are eagerly waiting to meet you again next week. Let's all offer our continuous prayer and changsang for Philippines and the world. Thank you very much, and Heavenly Parents and True Parents' blessing be with you all.